Yo, welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are reacting to top 7 normal cars that are extremely rare. Shout out to Top Cars TV. I'm super excited to react to this, and without further ado, let's go. Oh, it's loading. Hello?
Show up in a teal blue Pontiac Solstice coupe and nobody bats an eye, but show up in a 1200% less rare Mercedes SLR and everybody loses their minds.
That doesn't seem fair.
Hey guys, Stipe here with a list of incredibly rare cars that fly
The
under
Solstice
everyone's
looking
radar.
fire.
Let's do this thing.
Alright, let's check.
Passat W8.
A Passat?
Hey kid, want to see the most boring car ever made? Ta-da! It's this. Probably. With a design that you might notice is purposefully made to offend as few people as possible and a whole array of unexciting engines, this V-dub sedan is nothing to write home about. It's boring, except for the one version with a new experimental powertrain that was something of a test
By the way, I
bed
got a little
for the
snack.
Bugatti Veyron. Now that
What?
one,
Wait, what?
that one was different.
Bugatti
It may
Veyron.
still not look like much, but under the hood of this interesting Passat lay a naturally aspirated W8 engine. Not a V8, a W8.
A
The only one
W8.
ever
Yeah,
fitted in
I've
any
heard of
car.
these.
Ever. Like I said, it was experimental and thus expensive. That engine alone cost almost as much as the base Passat itself, and yet 11,000 people bought one. That's both a lot and maybe not, depending on how you look at it. Of those 11,000, around 10% picked the manual shifter, and of those, a further 10th went for the wagon body.
Oh my.
Now consider that this experimental
Only 10?
W8 was notoriously unreliable. Shocker, I know.
I believe you. Volkswagen in the 2000s, so unreliable.
So the number of these Passats that are left on the road is even smaller.
It's a Passat W8. Oh my god. They are proper unicorns.
Yep.
In terms of the manual wagons, we're talking about Koenigsegg Regera numbers, if not even less.
That's crazy. But yeah, I knew about the W8 Passats. These things are mad rare, bro.
So it's unlikely that you'll ever see one, but even if it was parked just 10 feet away from you, I'm sure you would have still missed it. The W8's specialness is simply camouflaged by that dull design.
You just gotta
It's
look
like
at that
finding a
W8
big
badge.
pair of titties on a nun. They exist, you just don't always see it. Lexus
Excuse me?
IS300 Sport Cross. Oh, it's just a wagon version of the Lexus IS. What's the big deal?
Oh,
I'm
these
sure
are fire.
Everyone's seen at least a dozen of these just this week, right?
Oddly.
You're more likely to see a Ford GT than one of these. I'm not lying.
He ain't lying.
Ford made 4,063 of their supercars, while Lexus managed to do just shy of over 3,000 of the Sport Crosses.
Wow.
The regular version was successfully steering buyers away from BMW's 3 Series. But when Lexus rightly thought that they could do the same with their big booty version, the public just said, nope. It was such a monumental
Bro, I had one of
sales
these
flop that
I had one of these in Greenville, bro. I used to have a IS wagon in Green. You can even ask Richard, bro. He knows.
Lexus decided to never make another wagon again. And given how much more popular the SUVs are getting compared to wagons, there's a good chance it'll remain that way. So add that layer to its rarity too. But that's not all.
A lot of those rims kind of look like the Hellcat 5 spokes, if you know what I'm talking about.
The Sports Cross is also the rarest car you'll find with the famous 2JZ engine. Okay, it's just a GE, not the Turbo GTE version, and it only comes with an auto. But hey, where there's a will and money, there's also a way to turn this into a full-blown super wagon. Can you think of a
He got a good
crazier
point.
sleeper than that? Or, you know, just leave it stock. It's a rare car, so do anything to it, it would just ruin its future value.
Exactly.
Pontiac Solstice Coupe.
I've
With
seen
over
these.
65,000 of these roaring the streets, the Solstice is not exactly what you'd call rare. Sure, outside of North America, where it wasn't even available, seeing an imported one is worth getting your phone out for, but here,
I don't give a shit.
sadly, the reaction is the same for the mega rare Targa Coupe versions.
Now, when I see these in real life, I'm like, yo, a Pontiac Solstice, no way.
Too. People have no
That's like low-key me every time I see a Pontiac. I never see them.
idea just how few of these there are. Why? Well, it went on sale at the worst possible
Oh,
time.
the
2009.
crisis. Yep.
Now, if you weren't there, it sucked. Even the regular cars were struggling to sell during the financial crisis, let alone the unnecessary sports toys like this. So no wonder it was killed off just a year later, resulting in only 1,265 cars made. If you think about it, I've probably taken more poops in my lifetime. For reference, that's
Why do we need to know that?
just 3 more than there are SLR coupes in the world. Yeah, this Pontiac is a hypercar, kind of rare. But let me blow your mind even more. Here
Take in
is
mind.
its sales by color breakdown chart. It shows you how many red cars, how many
Oh my God, there's only one teal one in Canada.
black, yellow, blue, and every other color from the 13 factory options were sold. Have you noticed yet? Only one person, from Canada to be exact, picked metallic teal. And this is it. The only one. The absolute unicorn in the solstice community.
Imagine having a one-on-one car chat.
Somehow, I doubt that the buyer knew that ticking this little box would make his car so unique,
I
but
wonder how much the value would be on it. Would that make it more? That would probably help.
I also wonder.
Somebody said, JoJe, did you pick it up? Brother, I was literally, I didn't even speak in 2009.
Does he know now? He does. He knows what he has.
You're goddamn right.
Chevy HHR Panel SS. Okay, you've seen the HHR, that
Yep.
retro-looking hatchback thing. I'm pretty sure you've seen the panel van version of it too, and maybe even the somewhat rare Fastboy SS.
I'm gonna go
as
eat.
well.
All right, Turks. I'll see you
But
later, man.
What I'm like 99% sure of is that you've never seen a combination of the 3. The HHR Panel SS.
What is this,
In
bro?
the 3 years that this oddity has been on offer, the number of people who thought that this turbocharged cargo van was exactly what the doctor ordered was just 216. 216? Do you realize
Wow.
how small of a number that is? Porsche made just 918 of their 918 Spiders for the entire world. The Ferrari F80 is limited to 800. Bugatti Chiron, 500 in total. McLaren P1, 375. Those are all
Well, it's only 375.
multi-million-dollar cars that you had to be on a special invite list to even buy them. And yet, if you're part of the prestigious Panel SS Owners Club, you're part of a more exclusive group than any of those millionaires. Suck it, millionaires. Luckily for us car guys, despite its rarity, this is not your usual garage queen that owners tend to keep locked away in a safe. There actually is a chance that you might have seen one in the wild. So when you do, please be aware of that moment. You're witnessing something that's more rare than a multi-million-dollar hypercar, except nobody around you even cares.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't care.
P.S. The half-panel SS is rumored to be even more scarce, but I can't find the exact number anywhere. Mercedes R63.
I know these. I know these.
You thought a sporty cargo van is a hard sell? Then how about a luxurious muscle MPV? That's what this Mercedes R-Class AMG is. A very posh 7-seater that's packing more leather and toys than your mom's nightstand. Plus, more importantly, enough room under the hood to be fitted with that AMG's Madhouse 6.2-liter V8.
This gotta be one of the
Stick your
coolest
frickin'
Benzes, bro.
in your own eye, Jesus Christ. It's the same engine
What the
found
heck?
in all
You
sorts
good,
of
bro?
other mad Benzes that are big enough to swallow it. And in this minivan, it makes a nice round 500 horsepower. Lots of noise too. But you gotta be asking,
I always thought these
who
things
is
were
it
sick.
for? Some Mormon dad who hates his children?
If you're a web designer, here are
Oh my
4
goodness.
Wix Studio features you
I actually like the R-Class. I think the Mercedes R-Class is pretty cool, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
This is in the I'm running super late airport shuttle service.
165.5 miles per hour.
Either way, not the sort of market that will help you set any new sales records. And so, in the 1 year that the R63 was on sale, Mercedes managed to find just 200 buyers, 95 of which were in the US. I actually did the math. 95 out of the 283 million cars registered in USA means that there is just one in nearly 3 million of a chance that you'll ever see the R63.
That's crazy.
But even if it was parked next to you, it's still hard to tell that this is that crazy rare AMG version, not just the regular R class. Other than some bigger wheels and the quad pipes, not much else sets it visually apart. All combined, finding this car is like Ray Charles finding Waldo. I wouldn't count on it. Chevy S10 EV, Cybertruck, Rivian, F-150 Lightning. With how many headlines these three are generating, you'd think that electric trucks are some new form of vehicle that never existed before. Wrong. Almost 30 years ago, Chevy was testing the electric waters with their incredibly popular S10 compact pickup. The conversion was simple, out with the internal combustion and in with the drivetrain from that EV1 plus
I like that car on the left. That car on the left is sick.
looking car. Like the EV1, the EV S10, or STEN if you want to be weird about it, was also leased, mostly. Out of the 492 that were made, 60 were actually sold to the buyers. So when GM decided that the lease period was over and it was time to crush them, those 60 survived. I mean, it's cool that they did, but there was a reason why GM decided to get rid of the rest of them. The batteries. Charging for 16 hours just to drive 33 miles was nowhere near good enough. And that was when the batteries were still new. Ever experienced your phone lasting less and less as the years go by? Now imagine shitty old lead acid tech after 25 years. What I'm trying to say
Holy
here
smokes.
is that today, all electric S10s are as dead as my grandma. A few enthusiasts,
Rest
and I'm
in peace.
talking like a half a dozen on a good day, got theirs going again by hooking up a bunch of starter batteries and rerouting the cables to them.
I never even knew this was a real truck. I knew about the EV1 though.
DEAD. Still, given the rarity and the popularity of the electric resto mods lately, I wouldn't be surprised if more of those dead 60 are being brought back to life, even as I speak.
We are moving!
Ain't no way.
Now, before I reveal my number one, here
Honorable
are three more
mentions.
cars you never knew were incredibly rare. Can you guess them? Let me know in the comments. And at number one, here we go. Saab 95 Sport Combi.
Yo, Richard loves these, bro.
I've mentioned production numbers in the low thousands and even low hundreds, but how about a car with the production number of 0?
What?
Yeah, you heard me right. The 95 Sport Combi was never produced, and yet here's a few. So what's the deal? Well, long story short, before it was ready for production, Saab went bust, so its factory and the whole inventory was auctioned off, including 25 pre-production prototypes of these wagons. Those Saab diehards who bought them were ecstatic, but there was a problem. A prototype, even in a near production stage, is not a road legal car. There's a lot of red tape a car needs to go through before it can get its plates.
Well, yeah,
especially in
I
the
get why.
bureaucratic Europe where all these prototypes found their homes. Challenge accepted, said Michal Anik, owner of number 17. It took over a year, but here it is, the first ever road legal SC. It was even in the news. Soon after he helped the other guy, and they helped the third, until over 20 sport combis were on the road. Now, to you and me, or pretty much anybody else in the 9.5 wagon, isn't a big deal.
Those
but
things
to
look
Saab
good,
fans,
bro.
These are holier than the holy grails.
Facts.
They are the last Saabs ever, never made. Some unlucky fans who missed out were converting their sedans into bootleg sport combis. That's how big a deal these cars are. And yet, outside of their innermost Saab circles, they're just some Swedish wagons. One man's trash is another man's gold.
Treasure.
Anyway, that's all I've got.
Hello? Anyways, yeah, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button, man. W video, man. Shout out to Top Cars. This video was lit. Seriously, learned a lot. So yeah, hit the like and subscribe button and go watch the video right here on the screen. Anyways, peace out.